Hey, how's it going, everyone? Good morning. It's NBA betting today on Wednesday. Hope everyone's having a great day. Uh, 1 second. Everything's really kind of stuttering. Technology is crazy. Technology is crazy. Shout out to everyone that's been patiently waiting in the chat. Sosa the locksmith. My guy knows a guy. Hey, last night they got it done, bro. The Warriors. The Warriors obliterated. The Warriors obliterated the
Third
Nets
quarter.
last night.
Third quarter.
I don't want to hear about Joe Harris.
Third quarter.
The Nets fans were in spaces talking about Joe Harris was sorely needed. Good morning, everyone. CJ Martin, Semizi, Obel
really,
Simmons.
people be
Huge
just
slate today. NBA. Hit the like
people
button
be
for
saying
us.
anything, dog. People be on the internet saying anything. Like
Quick
just,
thoughts on the game last night. We hear Klay Thompson is back to playing 5-on-5 basketball this morning. That's all over the news. So that's definitely trouble for the league if he comes back 80% of himself. But hey, the Nets, maybe they'll get stronger over the course of the season. But the Warriors were definitely game planning for that game since last year. So, good morning, everyone. Who you? How's it going? Armstrong, Blockchain J. Sosa, talk to us, bro. You tuned into the game last night?
of course, I told you I wasn't touching the game. I just wanted to. I wanted to enjoy it. Obviously we thought it'd be a little more entertaining, but it just showed you. This the basketball that this Golden State team is playing is that it's different. It's beautiful. It's pretty basketball. It's not a bunch of guys who want to they just want to win, and they do it together, and it's fun. They people will say, oh well, they played zones or they went to a triangle and two and boxing one. Yeah, when you have the personnel to do that, you can do it. This is not like the Miami Heat last year. People were saying, oh, Miami's playing zone. Yeah, they're playing zone because they have to cover up their defenders. Golden State's playing zone because they got extreme length and athleticism all over the floor, and they can play zone in the NBA. That is something that's just absolutely amazing to me. Like to see in this day and age, the manipulation, the defenses, just forget about the offense. KD
Crazy.
shot 0 for 8 in the third quarter. Like, who gives a fuck about the points they're scoring? KD goes 0 for 8 in any quarter. You're not losing the game. Yeah, 0 for 8 in the third. Come on, bro. The shit's it's. Look at what you're seeing. If you can't acknowledge what you're saying, and understand that it's really beautiful, it's crazy, bro.
Yeah, I thoroughly enjoyed it.
Remember,
Hey,
Wiseman not even playing.
Wiseman's not even playing as well. I'm getting messages about Wiseman as well. Some people showed us some love yesterday on the show. We had a lean first half for the Warriors. I actually didn't end up betting on it. Or Jordan Poole, I had a lean on that as well, over 17.5. He landed right at 17. It ended up being a really sharp number. Shout out to everyone that caught the show yesterday. We did have some success with the Jazz team total over 113.5. I kind of projected that their offense would get back on track. Steph Curry put on a show. The Warriors put on a show. Let's see how it progresses as their schedule gets more difficult. But hey, they're looking good so far. A hiccup with the Hornets the other day. Big slate today in the NBA on Wednesday. If you check out the platform on the screen, sportx.bet, crypto sportsbook owned by its community. Especially if you're outside the U.S., hit me up on Twitter. We can get you set up and stuff. Check out the platform. It's crazy. Sosa, I know you got some stuff today. Hey, the Sixers, I know they're going to get healthy.
Bro, it's tough. With no Embiid, it's not even fun to watch. Not it's
I know the TV ratings for that game went like were not like
absolutely. Man,
they plummeted after the Warriors game.
I didn't watch it. I'm a fan of the team, and I didn't watch it. I had no interest. I knew there was no chance of us winning last night. None. That's come on. No Embiid against that team. Mm-mm. Sometimes you have to have your stars. That's why I'm not. That's why even after last night, I would not say that the Nets are done. You know what I mean? I would not say anything negative about the Nets because they don't have Kyrie Irving. Kyrie Irving changes everything for the Brooklyn Nets, whether you guys like him or not.
Yeah. Hey. We'll get into that another time on Spaces as well. Yeah, we're gonna get into the picks, everyone. I'm having a bit of a technical difficulty. Hey, but you guys can see me, you guys can hear me now. So let's continue. Let's get into the slate tonight. We have, I'll just read out the odds. I was showing the platform on the screen, sportx.bet. Subscribe to the channel if you're watching on Twitter. Take a second to go over to YouTube, subscribe, turn notifications on for the channel while you're here. Hit the like button. Let's get to it. It's Wednesday in the NBA. You already know Wednesdays and Fridays, it goes kind of crazy in the NBA. So, yeah, let's get to it. We have the Hornets and the Wizards. Hornets coming off the big home victory on the weekend against the Warriors. They're -1 favorites against the Wizards. The Wizards are 10-3 straight up so far this season. The total's 219.5. What's going on here? What's going on here, Sosa? It's early. This is the earliest game. I'll be straight up with everyone. I like the Wizards first half money line. I like the Wizards first half money line in this game. I've already bet that.
I like that actually. Yeah, Charlotte. For some reason, you picked up on the trend. They start games terribly. They start slow, and something with Charlotte. I think the other night was the first night you really saw it work or actually start coming together. They've had so many guys to reintegrate into the lineup that when they went on the road trip, that's why they really struggled. They didn't have any form of rotations. The beginning of the season, you had Plumlee playing a bunch. He doesn't get anywhere near the amount of minutes when you add other guys back to the fray. So it's a little that they were going through a couple. They're a young team still, and they were going through that. But I like this. I like where they're headed, but I do love Wizards first half just because Charlotte. Come on, they start games slowly, and then they start beating the shit out of you in the second half.
Yeah, I mean, it seems like the Hornets haven't been able to put together 4 quarters in any of the games, even the games that they've won. Maybe their best game of the season was probably that road game against the Grizzlies last week. That was probably their best game of the season. Besides the Brooklyn Nets game, obviously, that put them on the map. But they've been a sub 500 team covering since that game. It was a great spot for them against the Warriors. The Warriors going on the first game of a road trip. It was every team has a hiccup like that over the course of a season. The Warriors started out hot, but it was a pretty strong contrarian look that I was afraid to take with the Hornets on Sunday. I think that this Wizards team with Bradley Beal coming back into the lineup, I think they match up really well. Harrell's going to have a big game tonight. Montrezl Harrell's going to have a big game tonight. Good morning, Mark, OG Wham. How's it going, brothers? Blockchain J. I hope everyone's feeling great. Go check out OG Wham on Twitter too, everyone. Trot Wham on Twitter. That's the dog.
Absolutely.
He's going crazy.
My guy.
Props, everything. Hey, but yeah, in this game, I feel comfortable taking the Wizards first half money line. To me, they're still the more superior team. I'm starting to invest in them more. So I'm just going to roll first half money line, and hopefully that Bradley Beal does not come back with a half step behind. Maybe don't bet the kitchen sink on it. I went full unit, but I do want to say that sometimes when a star player is suddenly reintegrated into the lineup, that team doesn't necessarily cover the first game. But I think that the Wizards might be an exception. I'm going to roll with them first half. You got any props or anything in this game? What do you think about LaMelo? It's still auto bet. What's up?
I personally am.
The assist?
I'm going off of what you just said. The reintegration of a new player. I like the angle of them of Charlotte just being a slow starting team, so I like that. But with this particular matchup, I'm gonna actually I'm not touching any props. The only thing I would touch if I were to bet is LaMelo's rebounds and assists. I mean, he's been absolutely killing it the last 6 games. I think he's gone 5 for 6. That's hit. So his rebounds and assists are a very, very good play against anyone.
Yeah, I mean, he's just his usage is just so high, right? And then even the other day, actually before the Warriors game, he was demanding more minutes in the fourth quarter. It was crazy. He actually verbally said that, LaMelo Ball. He said something like, "I should have been more in the game. I should have came off the bench quicker. Like I shouldn't have been on the bench that long in the fourth quarter." So he's starting to flex his muscle a little bit in Charlotte. Let's keep tracking LaMelo Ball. He's the franchise. He knows, but he's starting to talk a little crazy now. LaMelo Ball. Good morning, Jay Money. How's it going, brother? Let's go. Let's go. Hey, make sure you check out his show as well, man. Jay Money is Money is about to go crazy at NBA right after this, and it's on the way. It's on the way. We got to get you on here, bro. You, Wham, everybody. We're gonna do that. We're gonna do that soon. Sosa, have a nice round table. Shark, we're gonna try to
Thanks.
Just see how the season goes. I know it's a schedule thing, everyone, the time zones, really. I think it's time zones. But yeah, today does look a little tricky. We spent a lot of time on this game. I'm gonna just speed it up a bit, so we can get to the picks. Nothing for me on Pistons Pacers.
Pistons Pacers.
It's 6.5 Pacers on the road. Seven in some places.
I'm gonna check. Did they move the line for Cunningham? Cade Cunningham over 4.5 assists, plus 118. It was 4.5. It was 4.5 last game. He easily got that. He's gonna get it again. Cade's looking good. And it's all about development and analysis for that team. They're not trying to win. Cade's going to put up a great rookie season. He's clearly he can take any shot he wants. The other night he was getting them a wide open shots. Couldn't touch. They just were bricking. And in the second half they hit some shots. The only guy who decided to play in the first half the last game was Sadiq Bey. And him and Sadiq. So Cunningham over 4.5 assists at plus money. I got to take it.
Cade, yeah, and you were on his train with the threes earlier. I remember that was the big plus money play, like about a week ago, right?
Plus 300, I guess. I think it was like his fourth game in. Yeah, so yeah. He's finding his footing. The team's bad, but what are you seeing? The guy's getting his guys wide open looks. They just got to hit them.
For sure. Yeah. So hey, that's a great look. That's a great look. Thanks for that too. For me, nothing on the game. I'm just gonna try to maybe catch some of the Pistons. I've been watching a little bit more of the Pistons, the bottom tier teams over the last few days, trying to just, see why some of the lines are the way they are. Pistons, some of these teams we don't really get to see nationally too often, but we track all 30 teams. The Pistons, they're up and down for real. It's crazy. They're kind of in the dirt actually. But when it comes to the individual players, there's value for props. There's value in first halves for the Pistons. They seem to come out with energy in a lot of their games, but they haven't really started the season too well, but the expectations weren't that high. Their season win total was only 22.5. Let's move on to the next game. We have the Hawks and the Celtics. This one opened up at -4 last night on SportX.bet, 215.5. We're getting some money on Atlanta. What's going on? It's up to 4.5 right now. The Hawks, since they had their little team meeting, I guess, or whatever it was, they've offensively clicked into a very high gear right now. Their intensity has ratcheted up to another level over the course of the last two games. But on the flip side, you have a Celtics team that has really started to form a defensive identity. So to me, there's conflicting forces in this game.
You think it's that they had a team meeting or that they just were shit on the road? Like
they're trash on the road.
Which do you think it was? You think they had a team meeting or they got some home cooking? Like, what do you think it is? I don't think that this is a team that you have the excuse that you're reintegrating Reddish, you're reintegrating DeAndre Hunter. Those guys were not big parts of the team last year, right? So you have like that little excuse to throw in, but at the end of the day, bro, like the expectations that people put on this Hawks team entering this season, they've looked bad. And like I said, they just look terrible on the road. They lost every game on a road trip. They're at home. I expect them to play good at home. 4.5, I don't know about 4.5 though. And just like you said, with Boston, Jason Tatum still can't pass, but they like you said, they formed some level of a defensive identity. Maybe playing at a slower pace and not getting 40 ISO looks for Jason Tatum nightly is helping with that. Because I think it was I think the highest he got to from ISO plays was 40 in a game in 2021. So pretty bad. I don't know if you guys watch basketball nowadays, but 40 ISOs in one NBA game is. So
I'm gonna watch this game. I like both of these teams. I like actually watching them play. I know the Celtics have not really been playing very good offensive basketball recently, but I've been watching a lot of Celtics games, lots of Hawks games. Nothing for me on this one, everyone. Nothing for me on this one.
Nothing at all?
No.
Auto bet would be Clint Capella's rebounds. It should be at 11.5. 12.5. I'd take it anywhere from 11.5 to 14.
I feel like my hand was burnt touching the stove or something too many times or something, with the Hawks last week.
Right.
Just kind of step back on them, try to cap their games on paper. But I know it was just the hype of last season, inflated lines. They took everyone's money. So I just chilled on some Hawks games. Lost 2 games in a row with them. So, but it was like you said, the road. That was a tough road trip. You know, Warriors, Jazz, Nuggets. It was just piling on for them, but they didn't get any results. You know, now they come home. They flip the light switch on. Just see how it goes with the Hawks. You know, still have some futures in the pocket for a couple of things. Let's see how it goes.
Hey man, I was wrong about Sharif Cooper. Someone's gonna play this clip. He's not getting playing time. I think he did.
Maybe McMillan needs to shift it around a bit. Maybe he did. I don't know. Let's see if they continue, or let's see if it was just post embarrassment games. You know, like they came out juiced up after being embarrassed a couple of times. Let's see if they sustain tonight against the Celtics. The Celtics defense is serious. These guys are serious. Let's see Clint Capella last night. Clint Capella, yeah, he should go off. Al Horford's out there. I know Robert Williams left the game last game. Keep an eye on him as well. Next game, Heat -8 against the Pelicans. 213 is the total. I actually have a pick in this game.
Butler still out?
Butler in this one is questionable. Bam Adebayo is questionable, but they also were the last game and they activated late. They covered with the Thunder. A lot of money on the Heat today. I think that this Pelicans team is going to get a bit stronger. This pick is not going to be popular. If everyone doesn't take this one, I understand. But I bet the Pelicans +8. I did that right before the show. Pelicans +8. I'm going to roll with it. I think that there's value there with the injuries of the Heat. You know, the first game was the hit job with OKC. You know, the players were questionable. People were a bit hesitant to lay the points with the Heat. They were activated. They blew them out. Now, you know, I think maybe one of these two guys might not play tonight. You know, we have a team that seems to be getting stronger. I watched that game against the Nets on Friday. I watched that Pelicans-Nets game on TV. I think this Pelicans team is going to get stronger, just a little bit stronger. I still think they're a bottom-tier team, but I just think that this is one of the more suspicious lines of the day. So I'm going to take the Pelicans +8. I already did.
They need Zion bad, but
especially if Bam's out. Valanciunas will eat tonight. Dedmon's also questionable. Dedmon, let me take the thing off. Dedmon is also questionable. So if they have both of their bigs out by any chance tonight, look for Valanciunas to just completely go nuclear today. 20 rebounds type game, I'm telling you.
Yeah, I mean, he's a what does he average, like 15, 16 a night? He's ridiculous.
He will be a matchup problem tonight for the Heat. I'm still a believer in this Heat team, but you know, for me, this is my contrarian look today.
I have nothing personally for this. I have nothing personally on this game at all. Not touching. Maybe do a deeper dig for some props, but I got nothing.
Yeah, nothing. Okay, let's move on. Yeah, Pelicans +8 for me. Let's keep it going. Nets, Cavs. Okay, we had, you know, before the Warriors game, KD did say that he has a tweak in his shoulder. He did play last night. He didn't use it as an excuse. Now it's a back-to-back. There's nothing on the injury report. The line opened at 10. It's down to 9.5. Mobley's out for the Cavs. These are two teams coming off ATS losses, but have been covering as of late overall. How you feel about this one? So Cavs, Nets. Still no Joe Harris, I believe.
Line's at 10. Evan Mobley is gone as well, I believe. Is Jared Allen playing?
No, he's also out. Well, that's what Jared Allen is out.
Out. He's definitely
illness.
Out. Yeah, Lord.
It's tough. It's tough on the front line for these guys today, the Cavs. But the line is like back to back. I don't know. I'm going to stay away from this one.
Okay. Yeah, with those two guys not playing for Cleveland, and then you have a Nets team off a back-to-back and a loss. I think obviously everything would point towards the Nets, but this Cleveland team's been scrappy. I'm again got to do a deeper dig just to see like what I can actually find. They don't even have some of the prop lines up, so you know it's too early to touch that 10-point spread. I'm not touching it.
Yeah, it's a tough one here. There's a lot of games, a lot to choose from. Let's move on. Okay, might just tune in. I'm saying I'm going to watch all these games. The Knicks and the Magic. Knicks
first half.
Knicks first half. What is it? 5.5 or 6?
Knicks first half 6.
The Magic had one of the bigger upsets of the season so far. Earlier in the season, they beat them in Madison Square Garden. They beat them money line. It was like a +590. They beat them in New York, like the second or third game of the season. It was pretty shocking. Franz Wagner and Jalen Suggs, those guys went off. The rookies went off.
Seven and a half. 7.5. First half. Knicks. Knicks. I'm on the Knicks tonight.
Yeah, I have a small play in this game.
And it's Knicks first half tonight. What are you liking?
It aligns with your Knicks pick. I'm gonna go half unit on the Knicks team total over 110. Their offense has been in the dirt. This is a team that they should have motivation tonight against a team that beat them on their home floor. That is really a bottom tier team in the NBA. That's been getting covered on left and right. I think whether the Knicks cover the 11 or not, that they'll score more than 110 points tonight. This should be a good tune-up game. I don't even think that Tom Thibodeau, the way that their offense is playing, let these guys play deep into the game. Don't, even if it's a blowout, let these guys play deep into the game today.
Absolutely. How they come from the first half against the Pacers? They did. They
Did they?
Yeah, but that was the way they did it was crazy. He's not lying. They're up with they were up like five or so with like less than a minute left in the quarter. It was bad.
So you say they crushed them at the half. Let's go. Knicks first half.
Knicks first half.
I got the team total. It's kind of going the other way.
You got to run it back with some of these, man.
Yeah. I'm going to go small on that, though, everyone. I'm going to go small on that team total for the Knicks. They're a strange team. No play for me on the Thunder and the Rockets.
Yeah, that's the shit bowl.
Better seems like these teams play a lot. These two teams play each other a lot. No play for me on Timberwolves Kings.
Neither me. Hell, you gotta like flip that like game like upside down a couple times to find something to actually bet on in it.
I think the T-Wolves offense has a chance to look a lot better against this Kings team. Coming off that blowout win against the Pistons, I think this T-Wolves team has a chance to put up some numbers tonight. But I'm not. I already have some other plays. That's just wanted to share that.
And Edwards, my favorite young player. You already know that. But and another thing that has like really put me off with a lot of props is that we're seeing so many blowouts, bro. So many blowouts in the NBA this season. It's crazy. It's a ton of blowouts.
Miguel, it's not that I'm not sure with the Knicks team total. It's that with some of my contrarian looks, they haven't been complying, if that makes sense. If that makes sense, the Knicks. So I just scaled down the bet size on Knicks games. Not saying that it won't hit. I still think their offense will correct it. It's a similar scenario like the Jazz and the Grizzlies over the last couple of days to me. And this is a bottom tier opponent, so I did put money on it. But I just don't think it's one of my best picks today, if that makes sense. Just because they're a streaky team. So the Knicks are a streaky team, right?
Absolutely.
They're streaky.
Do you know if is there anyone out for the Knicks tonight?
No, Nerlens Noel is out.
Right, Noel.
I believe Noel's out. Yeah.
She's not.
Okay, so let's keep it going. The Trailblazers and the Bulls.
Is there anyone out for the Trailblazers?
There's a hit job. There's game time decision. No questionables for Norman Powell and Damian Lillard.
Yeah, so can't even how can anyone properly handicap that game until 6 p.m. It's impossible.
Yeah, right? No play for me in that one at this moment. Suns, Mavs. I thought this line would be -10. Luka's out, but the Mavericks still have some talent. Tim Hardaway, Porzingis. I've seen them perform well with Luka out of the lineup. Injured star theory might be in effect today. This Suns team's on a big winning streak. They didn't cover against the T-Wolves the other day by the hook, but I'm not going to bet this game. No Suns play for me.
Suns -8.5.
Just to crush them, huh?
Come on, bro. It's like taking the engine out of a Ferrari. Come on. You kidding me? You're going to get fucking smoked. Come on. You can't take Luka out of that. You can't take Luka out of that team. It's it's impossible. Come on. That ain't going to work. That ain't going to work. I mean, I would be on the Bulls probably regardless. It's just from what Bargov is saying here. Bargov, you got to know who's playing. Yeah, I got and Rory said this is reiterating why Suns, man. Everybody watched those first 5 or 6 games they're garbage, blah blah. Yeah, okay. and they figured it out.
Hey, I mean,
Figured
the
it out.
schedule did get easier, but I'm a believer in the Suns, bro. Suns Warriors Western Conference Final. Hey, it's pretty funny that the Suns play the Warriors 3 times in December. Well, actually, November 30th and then twice in December. The Suns are going to play, including Christmas Day. The Warriors are probably a step ahead of the Suns at this moment, but it's still going to be those are still going to be 3 very interesting matchups. I'm telling everyone that now. Let's wrap it up, bro. We talked about the games. It was a good 30 minutes. Sosa the Locksmith. Make sure you follow the bro Sosa the Locksmith on Twitter and check out his show later on today. There's going to be some more college basketball looks. Daily Bread Media is the YouTube channel, and the show is called Daily Bread with Rex. Shout out to Rex. And we're going to keep continuing NBA betting today. Hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, visit sportx.bet. Follow myself on Twitter as well, at MyGuyKnowsAGuy. Appreciate everyone in the chat interacting. Appreciate everyone that's just watching on Twitter, on YouTube. Subscribe to the channel. What we got today? Well, what do we share today? You have the Knicks first half.
Knicks first half. Let me get the full list. Knicks first half. Cade Cunningham over 4.5 assists. We got LaMelo's rebounds and assists. And that's it. And the Suns -8.5.
Okay, let's go. Should be a fun Wednesday. Thanks for the pick, Sosa. I'm gonna roll with the Wizards first half money line. I'm gonna roll with the Pelicans +8, and I'm gonna play a smaller bet on the Knicks team total over 110. Maybe some other stuff will pop up, like Sosa said, closer to 6 o'clock. You already know. Injury report, hit jobs. It's the NBA. Anything can happen. Thanks for watching NBA betting today. We're gonna get out of here, and we'll see you tomorrow.
Appreciate y'all.